for me in my school, but for everyone, meaning not only,
Oh,
hi,
we did it!
how are
we're
you?
in. I'm so excited. We're in. Hi.
Yes,
Hi. Oh my
yes.
God, we're in. Oh, this is so fun.
Yes, okay, here's my other guest. They're calling. Come on, hello. Is that Tamara? Hello. Hey, Kiki. Hi. So I was just sharing with them. I went to South Beach, Florida, in Miami, and I was just thinking that, I'm only on vacation, spring break. I'm in high school. I work with special needs children that have spectrum of autism and blind child, and different spectrums of special needs. And I'm thinking, oh well, we're off for the break. So I get down there, all these young women, gladly dressed, beautiful bodies. I'm like, oh my goodness, to my son. I'm like, oh my goodness, what is she wearing? But they just creatively came up with these different type of bathing suits and wraps, and it was really interesting to watch. So I was down there with the young folks, and my son. And he had a good time watching, and I was like a little bit more, kind of embarrassed, like some of the outfits. But anyways, I just wanted to share that because I started talking about that. But welcome, my
thank you so much for
friends.
having me. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so glad to have you. And before you came on, I was talking about who you are, and you are a healthcare professional.
Yes, I am.
And fitness expert.
Absolutely.
And personal trainer, group exercise instructor,
health coach,
health coach, spiritual guide.
Yes, weight loss expert, yes.
Awesome. We are amazing people. But I don't want to talk so much. I want to hand over the mic to you. We'll be talking about different ways that we can take care of ourselves, mind, body, and spirit, how to love ourselves, and in turn how to love others. So I'll hand it off to you.
Absolutely. So hi everyone, thank you so much. Hey Kimmy, hi. I'm so glad you were able to join us. So in thinking about how to have this healthy life and how to enjoy it, right?
Yes.
And I know that when people think about a health coach talking about how to have this healthy life and how to love it, I am pretty sure the first thing that comes to mind is, she's going to talk about exercise and eating healthy, right? Because I know first when Inez handed me the topic, I was like, okay, I'm human. So I was like, okay, healthy eating and exercise. Yes, but there's so much more. There is so much more to living an abundant life. There's so much more to living a full life than focusing on exercise and what we eat. So let's talk about that. Okay.
Yes.
So sleep. Yes. Sleep. We all do it. Sleep. We all do it. Sleep. But do we all get enough? Do we have quality sleep? Unfortunately, in the world we live in today, most of us don't. We don't know what quality sleep is. The last time we had quality sleep, we were probably in our mama's or dad's house, probably a baby, because life has become very stressful, right? As adults, we have so much on our plate, and sleep is this fantasy or this thing that we do when we're on vacation, if we ever get to vacation, right? So I'm starting with sleep because we talk about starting a new day, right? And we talk about, okay, today is the day the Lord has made, and today is a brand new day, and I'm gonna just manifest everything I want. We talk about the start of a new day. We talk about how the new day is a start to just reset, and it's important how you start your day. And we often think about how we start literally the day that we're in. But guess what? For you to start that day on a note where you're setting yourself up for success, you need a good night's sleep.
Yes.
You need quality sleep. What happens when we sleep is our bodies go on a shutdown that allows us to repair, rejuvenate. We need quality sleep. So with human beings, there's this critical hour between 12 midnight and 3 a.m. when our bodies are really at this just ideal set point where many of the important repairs and replenishes takes place in the body. We have our proteins that we get from our foods that we eat, and they go to work and they go to repair things. Okay, so we need a good night's sleep. So the world we live in today, right? Sleep is often under attack. We don't know that we're doing it because we are a part of a high-tech world. Those of us here, in America, Canada, and other, first world countries, we are a part of a modern society, and we have so many things to distract us. When it's time for sleep, if we're being honest, many of us fall asleep in front of the laptop, in front of the cell phone, we're on YouTube, in front of the TV. I do that. I'm guilty too. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna finish this one last thing, and then I'm asleep. So ways to have good quality sleep, or to prepare your body to increase the likelihood that you're gonna have good quality of sleep. Okay, so it's highly recommended that you have some sort of routine. Okay, so by that I mean something that you can rely on, that most of the time you do. So that could be as simple as you decide you're going to do all the important things that must be done, and those things that can wait for tomorrow will wait. And you decide that, okay, by 11 p.m. at night, 11:30 p.m., it is good night, lights out, shower taken, clothes prepared for the next day, packed your lunch for the next day, made all the phone calls, said, hey, y'all, on Instagram and YouTube, and checked all those things. You decide that, okay, lights out by 11:30, so that you can be into your sleep, right? So, of course, you have to prepare for that, right? So we're talking to the shower. We're talking perhaps in a routine where you have like a special, we call it like a special practice. So for some people, to help them to wind down, they do like a book read. Okay, that's a really great practice, a book read. Read something just kind of make you feel relaxed, or feeds you in some way, whether it's spiritually or mentally, feeds you. But the key thing is that hour before you finally close your eyes, you want to start to wind down. Turn the TV off. Turn all the electronics off. If music suits you, you have your nice soft music on. If listening to the sounds of nature suits you, perhaps you're listening to the sounds of nature on your, in this case, your device would be something okay to have on, because you're listening to the sound of the ocean or the sounds of nature, right? But the key is you need something to kind of just bring you down, where your heart rate is slowing, your breathing is slowing, you're just winding down. Okay, so the key is at least an hour before you lay your head on the pillow for sleep, you want to be emptying your mind. And if we're being honest, most of us, we're so busy, we're laying on the pillow, but we're thinking about all the things we have to do for tomorrow. Oh my goodness, did I pack this, did I pack that, and I have to so and so. No, you need that hour before you finally lay your head on the pillow, because that's what you want to do. You want to allow yourself to have all those wandering important thoughts and wind down to the point where you're thinking of very little, and thinking only of the way your breath sounds.
Yes.
The way your heart sounds. The fact that the pillow feels nice and comfy, and you want to just feel your body against the pillow. You want to feel how relaxed you are in the bed. Okay, very important in terms of like the amount of sleep. People have varying needs on sleep. So I'm going to say pretty much, you know what you need to feel rested the next day. Yes. And from many adults, when you ask them, they'll say, 6 hours pretty much. If I can just get 6 hours, I'm good. And of course, we live in a high-tech world where many of us get, if we're lucky, 5. Okay. Yes. But reality is that when we don't have a good quality of sleep, unfortunately, it slowly starts to impede our general health. Okay. Right. So sleep, please. Okay. So the next thing I want to
let me ask you a question.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Some people can't wind down. They don't know how to wind down. They're thinking like, I have to pick up the kids. I got to take someone, this, that. How do you get them to just stop it? What words of advice do you have for that?
So thank you. That's a great question. So the thing is, they're going to do what they're going to do, because thinking about the kids and those things are important. What you want them to do is be realistic, and be proactive in getting to the bed at a specific time. So the thing is, if you know that you need time to think about the kids and all that other stuff, because as human beings, we tend to lay down and focus on those things that are important. So if you know that you're someone who takes a while to really wind down because you've got to go through all the important things, That means you may be someone who needs to plan to get to bed 2 hours ahead of time. Give
Yes.
yourself time to wind down from your cares of the day, empty your mind, quote unquote, count sheep. So empty your mind and do those things. And sometimes you may need to be a little distracted. So you could try, like I said, listening to the sounds of nature. And nowadays, whether it's Spotify or some other streaming platform that you use, there's music, for the sounds of nature. Find something that will distract you away from, hi, lovely, distract you away from the thoughts, okay? But it's realistic to allow yourself some time to have those thoughts, because it is what it is. You have a life and you have concerns, so allow yourself a little more time. That's what I would say.
Awesome. I want to add to that. You said to listen to some sounds of nature. I actually listen to rain. And also I listen to Psalms, a chapter of Psalms. That'll put you right to sleep. You know.
Oh, yes.
That.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I know we have a saying. I'm from the Bahamas. Shout out all my Bahamians. So I'm from the Bahamas. So we have this saying that, and I would hear the older adults saying it. So I grew up saying, we'd say, you want to fall asleep? Open the Bible. They said, and there was this saying that because the evil spirit will come along and blow the sleepiness in your eyes so that you don't read the Bible. So it's like
that's true. That's true for Bohemians, Jamaicans, Cubans, African Americans, Africans. We all say that.
Exactly. It's definitely, yeah. So there's that. So I would like to talk next about mindfulness. And when I say mindfulness, I'm going to be very, very specific, because mindfulness means different things to different people. But in terms of having a healthy life, and in terms of having a sense of well-being, a sense of perhaps more balance, more calm, and just to have hopefully a more positive outlook, you want to practice something called mindfulness, or being present. And what that means is that, yes, you have many things that matter to you, and there's always going to be something, okay? And we all know what our priorities are. We do. If you really, really think about it, someone can say to you, oh, what's going on? And you will say, oh, I've got so many different things to do. But if you are held to the fire and pushed against the wall and said, yeah, but if you had to let a few of those things fall off the plate, what's going to go, right? That's when you ask yourself, but what can you live without, right? So we all have important things on our plate. We all have priorities. So when it comes to being mindful, when it comes to having a mindfulness practice and being present, I'll give you some examples of the things you can do. So, you know how like we become so sophisticated and fancy in this world? We're often guilty of, when it's dinner time, we're either in front of the television, shoving the food in our mouths, the television's on, so we're like watching the television, right? And eating. So we're not being mindful of the food we're eating. We know that it's there and we know it tastes good, but our mind is on the television. So what we know about eating and healthy eating, and what we know about best practices for like good digestion and healthy eating, is that you want to pay attention to what's on your plate. And in terms of enjoying the experience of eating, in terms of being focused on chewing your food properly, swallowing, in terms of just enjoying the food, the focus of the food. What it does for you is all of those things, chewing your food properly so that it can have, you have a better digestion of the food. It's very important. What you want to do is you want to live in the moment of the meal.
Yes.
That by slowing down and focusing on the meal, the smell of your food, the taste of your food, the textures of your food, the beautiful colors that are on your plate, okay? Just by doing that, it allows you to slow down.
Yes.
Your mind is now focused on your delicious food in front of you, and you're finding yourself being grateful that you, first of all, have food, grateful that it smells so delicious. You can smell your food. You start to pay attention to textures and marvel at how blessed you are to have the food. The key is, when you turn off the television, put away the cell phone or whatever else you're watching, and just eat your food. Pay attention to your food. You are connecting to your actual need of nourishing yourself, but more importantly, you're slowing down. Can you see me, hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
Okay,
it came
very
back
good.
on.
Okay,
Something. Yeah.
okay, we're good. Okay, good.
Yep.
Very
We're
good.
good.
Just make sure we're
We're
good.
awesome. Hi,
We're good.
Val.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, so next thing. Make sure. Okay, good. Okay, very good. Okay, good. So, yeah. So in terms of that's what you want to practice, and also, I'm going to tie something in with that where frequently when we're having our meals, we are with loved ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we are all mindfully sitting wherever we're sitting, whether it's a table or sitting in a circle, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know why the screen went down. Okay, technology. Okay, so usually, yeah. So if you're, for example, sitting with your loved ones, right, and you're mindfully paying attention to your meals and enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
If the technology is pushed aside, it increases the odds that you're going to communicate with each other. You're going to be present with those people that are really important to you, right? No one's on the phone. You're focusing on the meal. And then what's going to happen is you're going to find yourself being interested in the persons around you. You're going to connect with your loved ones. You're going to find yourself having conversation. You're going to find yourself having moments where you actually asking how was their day and wanting to hear what their day was. So the key here is that having a full life means being connected to the people that are important to us. And we don't realize it many of the times. We don't realize it a lot of the time because, you know, we're perhaps sitting next to each other and we're all engaged in activity and we're sitting in the same room. So we tell ourselves, well, we're together, you know, we're all, you're on your phone and I on mine. And that's not connecting. Right. You're together in the same room, but in terms of just having a more meaningful experience as a human being and making really meaningful memories while you can and not taking them for granted, look at the person in front of you. Enjoy your meal together. Have conversation. Connect with your loved ones. People who are having meaningful relationships often do it around food, but they talk to each other. They listen to each other, okay? When people are connected and being present in the moment, it helps the relationships. And good relationships that are healthy helps your peace of mind. It helps the way that we function in life. It's good for our heart. It's good for our soul. It's good for our spirit. It's good for our mind. So the simple act of being present when you're eating a meal, being present with your family when you're enjoying the meal is so, so important. And that's just an example of being mindful and being present when you're doing something. Focus in the moment on what you're doing, okay? And there are many techniques, but I'll leave it there and I'll pause for a question or comment that you may have.
I was just going to say, I agree with that. And just being in the moment, being in the now, putting away your cell phone, like you said, turning off the television. That's what I like about, you know, particularly people of color. We love to have backyard barbecues and grills and Sunday cooking, you know, family reunions because of this sort of thing. That's when we really connect. But what you're saying is a step further. Now, just put away all the other stuff. Let's sit down. Let's look at the food that we're eating. Let's connect. And those greens are really good, Grandma. You know, that cornbread is really good, Auntie. You know, it's a time of
you made these
connecting.
greens. Oh my goodness, you're so good. You know.
Yes, it's a time of connecting and reflecting. So I so agree with that. Those are some great points.
Absolutely.
You have another one for us?
Oh, absolutely. And let me know how we're doing on time because it's my first time and
we have like 4 minutes.
We have 4 minutes. Okay, good. I can go after 4 minutes. Okay, good. Okay, so in 4 minutes, I want to talk next about laughter. Laughter. Sometimes we can get so caught up in our day, our work, our responsibilities. We're often very stressed, especially right now. The world is living through COVID, right? And sometimes we're on a treadmill, okay? Often we're on a treadmill. Living in the modern world, we're often on a treadmill. And for example, even for a mom who's at home with her kids, taking care of her kids, the poor lady's up from the early morning and the crack of dawn, getting the meals ready for the kids. And then, of course, in the COVID specifically environment we're in right now, she's probably got to help them with school. The point is, whether you're at home with your kids and being a full-time parent at home, or you're on the job for your employer, or you're that entrepreneur working for yourself, the world we live in right now, we're often just stacked up, and there's just non-stop list of things we've got to do, right? And we're frequently wound up, we're frequently just so busy, and we're just going from one thing to the next right? We're so tense, we're so stressed. And sometimes, and of course, because we're in a very, very serious, experience right now, many of us have forgotten how to laugh. We don't know the last time we laughed. And of course, for many of us, there isn't a whole lot to laugh about, okay? But I do have to say that we need to laugh. We need to smile. When we laugh, we just encourage those good, endorphins. When we smile, someone usually smiles back. It just increases the likelihood that you're going to feel really amazing. And even if you are in a situation where you're not able to laugh in that moment, if you could just give yourself permission, because you are human, give yourself permission to go to a memory where it was so belly holding funny that you just let out a really, really good one. When you laugh, think about it. When you laugh, oh my goodness, you feel so much better. Those good, feel good hormones are increased. You feel really good, right? And like I said, when you smile, someone usually smiles back at you. It just increases your sense of well-being when you smile. So if that means having to turn on a comedic show on the television, if that means having to read the funnies, make time to laugh. Make time to smile with someone that is, even a stranger sometimes, well, in New York City where I am, you have to be careful how you smile. People think you're crazy or want something, but the key is make time to laugh and smile. Okay,
I agree.
Do we have time to piggyback one more thing onto that quickly? Do we have one more? Okay, good. So I want to piggyback something close to that, like two little things quickly. The other thing is, remember our time when we actually took time out to have hobbies? Many of us have forgotten what those are because we're so busy. Hobbies. Remember when perhaps you used to garden, if you are someone who loves to garden? Remember you used to take time to read a book? Remember you took time to maybe ride your bike, go for a walk, go just sightseeing, sit by the water, look at the water? The key is, if you're at a point where you're yearning for those days when you used to just simply do what actually made you feel good, what actually made you feel relaxed, okay? When you did something for yourself that perhaps didn't even cost anything, it just meant taking, even if it's just 15 minutes out of a busy day and saying, I'm going to stop and do something that I actually pleasure in, that takes me away from my busy schedule. Make time, if it's just 15 minutes, make time to squishy your feet in the sand. Make time to stop and look at the sky and see how wondrous it is that we have this beautiful sky above us. In the midst of everything that we are in, we've got to make time to enjoy something simple. Listen to music. Take out your old records and music that you used to listen to. Make time to do something simple that costs nothing, that brings you the simplest pleasure. Just make time. And I want to, if I have time, one quick little thing to piggyback on. Okay, one little thing I want to piggyback. There's so many things you can do. That notice I haven't even talked about exercise or eating healthy, because we as human beings, we are full beings. We are complex. We are layered, and there's so much to us, and therefore we have so many aspects of needs that we have to take care of ourselves. And of course, the term self-care, right? That's the reason why self-care has so many aspects to it that we as people, we have to pay attention to, so that we really are taking really great care of ourselves. I want to add something here, and I call it quiet time. And for many of us, the quiet time is a time where we commune with a higher power. Whatever we believe in, we connect with the higher power. We connect with the spiritual side of who we are, right? Many of us are believers. We believe in something. We call the higher power, whatever we call the higher power, but we connect because we know that there is more to us than this physical body, right?
That's right.
We have a soul, we have a spirit, and our soul and our spirit has needs. We need to connect. We need to feel rejuvenated spiritually, right? So
that's true.
Whether your quiet time is sitting in quiet time with whoever you believe, whatever you believe, connecting to your higher power, we need to sit still. Sit still. Find, even if it's just 10 minutes in a day.
That's true.
Go in the
That's
bathroom
true.
and hide out in the bathroom. Sit still.
Yes.
And listen to your heartbeat. Listen to your breathing. Connect to your higher power. Whisper a prayer.
Yes.
Sit still and be inspired.
Yes.
Sit still. No talking. No listening. Just sit still, and you will be amazed if you just take 10 minutes to sit still and just listen. Listen. Place your hand over your heart and feel your heartbeat. Listen to the sound of your breath. Sit still. Be quiet. Quiet your mind and connect to your spirit. So I'm going to leave that there.
Yes, and there, I'm piggybacking off of what you said, and be still and know that I am God. And I always say who I am. I am a believer. I do believe in Jesus Christ, but there are many that don't. And I know he is Michael, our way maker, our pain taker. So that's sitting still and just listening to our heartbeat is all we need sometimes. Just listen and know that he is God. You don't have to say so much. My son is often saying to me some of the things you just said. He goes, Mom, you need to take some time out. That's why I went to South Beach, Miami, because he insisted that I take some time off and go. And he said, Mom, you have to just relax and just take in the sunshine and listen to the ocean. Put your, exactly the things you were saying, put your feet in the sand. That's exactly what I did. On the way there and back, I was reading a book. I do ride a bike. These are all things that I so believe in, Charity. So you were just, you know, ringing my bell. Like, yeah,
I'm so glad.
These are things we need to do. And I was sharing with my son something my mom often said. My mom was born in 38, and it was, you know, it was during the time of segregation. It wasn't a good time. She was born in the South. And she would say this, even though it's kind of, you know, may sound racist, but this is what she'd say to me. Those people know how to enjoy themselves. And what she meant was, we don't do it, but they do it. And I said to my son, that makes my heart hurt that my mom would say that, because she was saying, I watched them do it, but I can't really do it because basically they didn't take time to do it. You know, they just worked a lot and they just thought they had to work through and, you know, not go on a lot of vacations. But we, as you're saying, we really need to put that in our lives. We need to include that in our lives. Vacation time, me time, your hobbies, whether you want to play baseball, softball, go swimming, go hiking, walk down the road, the dirt road, get dust in your hair.
Doesn't cost you anything. Take a walk.
Doesn't cost us anything. And Michael's right. Yes, Michael says we are too busy surviving. Yes, we are, Michael. But we, you know, we also must remember who our provider is. And he said, as you said, he came that we have the abundance in life. So it's up to us to take some time out to care for ourselves. Amen. Absolutely. All right, you are so amazing, so awesome. I have to have you come back.
Oh, but while you're so much. Thank you.
Can you tell us how to get? Hi, Michelle. It's Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
My apologies, Michelle.
What did she say?
Because I was saying Michael because I have one contact in Michelle.
Hey,
my apologies.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Quick question. Is this being recorded? Because I'm new to all this stuff.
It is. It is.
So we'll have like a recording afterwards? Okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
It's all
Can you give us your contact information where we can find you?
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. So I'm Charity Munson, and I'm at Healthy Living Coach. Now here on Instagram, I'm at Healthy Living Coach. It's all underscored. And Healthy Living Coach USA.com. Healthy Living Coach USA.com. That's where you'll find me, and all my information's on there. So I hope you come over and visit. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Michelle, for all of your wonderful words. And thank you, Charity, for coming on. And I will have you on again because you're such a wise
Thank you so much for having
young lady.
Me. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. All right, guys. So until next time, be blessed and be a blessing. Bye now.
Bye. Bye-bye. Okay. Okay, I think we did it. Yay!
Yes, yes. I will
Okay,
get this to you.